back to the Grimson. I'll be your host, Jonathan. Today I am using Ariana and Evans Sylvan Fog. This is the typo on the label. He acknowledged that those got sent out on the initial batch. I think all the new ones have got a corrected label, so there should be an L in there. I don't care. I think it's kind of funny. But Sylvan Fog, it's a petrichor kind of primary scent, which is kind of like the smell of freshly fallen rain in like a forest or on rocks. I've tried several of these scents before. I've used this before and I reviewed it before, but if you didn't see that video, I've used petrichor kind of base scents from at least 5 different artisans because I like the idea of the petrichor scent, that kind of fresh fallen rain, kind of like wet rock, wet trail, you know, walking through the forest. But I've not liked any of them. I haven't kept any of them. The descriptions are always like exactly what I want to smell, but then it doesn't smell like that to me. But Peter knocked it out of the park. Over there, Ariana and Evans, this smells so good. That kind of rainy, wet, like wet wood, a little bit of wet rock. It's so nice. I dig the petrichor scent. I think he really hit it off the park with this. Sylvan Fog. It's kind of foggy walk through the woods. I think he nailed it perfectly. Smells fantastic. I got it all out. There's obviously the new shave cream that they made. The A&E's been launching recently. They got like, I think 10 different scents on there so far. Very affordable. It's in a slightly larger tub than their soaps. It's 5.3 ounces. It's pretty soft. I scoop a little bit out with the little scooper that I have. I can see I've scooped a couple times out of the side here, but if you watch, like it's a super soft cream. It just all settles to that side there. So it's like Tob's kind of, but it's pretty soft, but lathers marvelously, just like all the A&E's products. I got a new brush here, Panta Rei. This is a resin port brush here. I actually dig it a lot more. I wasn't sure if I liked it from the pictures, but I entered a raffle for it. And I dig Panta Rei, makes some cool stuff. A lot of their stuff is hand-drawn, like art with like a paintbrush on these like barrel-shaped brushes and bowls and stuff that are really cool. But he recently started making some resin poured ones too, or he's getting resin poured one from somewhere, and then he's got a little Panta Rei coin in there. I'm not sure what's the right way up is. I think that way. But whatever. I entered a raffle and won this one. I just got it this weekend from Italy. Where these are Panta Rei's at, and I'm excited to use this as a bore brush, a Manchurian 2-band bore brush. It's very soft. It's got a Euro bulb in it, which is, I think it's like a regular bulb, but the Euro bulb is more kind of like that. I should have, you know, showed you guys before I lathered. It's a Euro bulb. Look it up. I like bulbs when it comes to badger knots, or knots in general. I prefer bulbs over fan knots. I think something about the way it feels in the face. I think fan knots got popular because they're easier to make. Instead of having to form an actual brush knot with those hairs and like use some kind of method to push the middle up so it's higher, you know, the tips are higher than the sides and they're a little bit lower to make that kind of bulb shape. Fans are easy. You just clump them all together so it's all flat and trim the bottoms and glue it and you're set. I think that's why fans kind of took off, because they were just easier to make. Very soft. No scritch at all. This is my first time using it. I did check it out when I first got it and like put it in a little cup of water for a little bit just to see how it felt when it was wet and soft. It very much reminds me of my Paladin. I've only got the one. It's kind of got that Euro knot too, that Euro bulb kind of display, but it kind of feels like this Paladin. Maybe better, maybe better. No scritch, just really, really soft, dense, but it's got plenty of backbone. It's pretty dense as far as like badger knots go. It's a 26 millimeter, but like density of like hair per square inch or whatever is pretty high, I would say. I know I've been raving about the the application of boar brushes recently, but I still like badgers. I just like boars too. There's room for both, I think. But very nice if you're face lathering. I think this would be really, really nice. I dig this bulb. I know he has synthetic options. I can't speak to that nut. I'm not a huge fan of synthetics in general. But yeah, I actually really like this boar nut. Probably one of, just on that first use, I like this. I like my Paladin. I got a Voight & Cop. I haven't used it in a while. It's nice, but I don't think the Voight & Cop is this nice. This is really nice. Really like it. For the razor, I got the Brass Artist Club Shield Razor in this weekend. You can check that out. They have it like in and out of stock on AliExpress. I think I paid $53 shipped. And it took less than 2 weeks to get here. I was really impressed by how fast it got moving. Like they were moving it right away that first day, but it usually takes a while. But it was, you know, hitting all the points and customs and flew out, or yeah, I assume it had to have flown out, and then I think I flew to Chicago and entered customs there, and then was only in customs for like a day, and then FedEx, I think, from there. Perfectly fantastic shipping times from overseas, I'd say. I've had things ordered stateside that took longer than that. This is the titanium one. I've given this one a light polish. I've not polished this or anything. The handle a little bit different. Instead of those vertical striations, it's got this diamond knurling. Not diamond. Yeah, diamond knurling. I'm going to go with diamond knurling. It's cool. It's perfectly grippy. I don't have an issue with it. It kind of mirrors the handle on the Shield Gem Razor. Whoa. The diamond pattern's a little bigger on this one, but similar. They kind of match. It's like a pair. I got loaded up with a new Schick B20, B30, P30. Schick proline blade. No, that's not right. Yeah. I don't know. The Schick Artist Club blade. Yeah, it's a proline. Getting some hot water on it, heating up that blade a little bit. I like it that way. I was curious. I like the brass version. It looks nice. But I was curious if the weight would make a difference in the shave. I've been thinking about it for a while. When I bought the titanium one, titanium was the only option Shield had. And they've kind of branched out since then, and they got brass options, and stainless steel, and I believe some aluminum options as well. Shipping was, like I said, super fast. It was shrink wrapped, and then bubble wrapped, and then put inside a plastic box with like a Shield sticker on it. The box wasn't anything special. I didn't bring it out to show you because like it's nothing special, but it kept the razor safe. That was cool. It did come loaded with a blade. I would never use a preloaded blade. I don't know. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, I guess, because I doubt anyone used it. But I mean, I don't know. It just came from China. It was just loaded. It was just a guarded blade. One of their, I think I have a pack of those somewhere that I bought once to try out. I don't know why they load a blade like that. I mean, it would be great if they included one. I know there's no real way those come in an ejector key just like this. There's no reason they give you a wrapped one, but I had no desire to use that blade. It probably would have been fine. I'm sure it was part of their packaging process, and they just popped one out of an injector and slid it in there, assembled it, shrink wrapped it. It's probably perfectly fine. So far, I'm quite enjoying this. I like the Shield AC. I mean, I just used the titanium one on camera like, I don't know, a week ago? Maybe a couple weeks ago. I think I am digging the extra weight though. I think it smooths it out a little bit, that extra weight. Just a little bit. You know, it's kind of weird how to talk about that weight and the difference it makes. Because you can add pressure with the titanium one and kind of get the same effect, but then, you know, it's kind of hard to maintain the same level of pressure throughout the shave, and then if you use too much pressure, you get razor burn. It does feel a little smoother though. Just a little. I was thinking about that guarded blade though after I got it. My wife, I've tried to get her into using these a couple times, but she's kind of corrupted by the cartridge industry insofar as she's used to using a razor where you got to use pressure to like flex that head and maintain contact on her leg. So she's always using too much pressure. So I was trying to tell her when she used to give no pressure. And I've demonstrated, and she's like, I got it. And then she'll use pressure and she'll cut herself like, you know, however many times. So it made her not want to use them. She doesn't mind if I shave her legs with a DE. She trusts me, I don't have any issues. She can't manage to do it herself. But I was thinking she might like the light titanium razor, or maybe even the heavy brass, I don't know. But with the guarded blade, I think that might help her keep her from cutting herself so much. I'm gonna try it out though. So I just spoil her every once in a while, shave her legs for her. That was an excellent first pass. I had several days growth. I think I shaved on Thursday last week. I was gonna shave, and then I realized that the shield was coming in very soon, so I wanted to wait for that. And then I got lucky with this because I had no idea when this was making it in. I think I waited. He messaged me right after the auction or the raffle. I got my shipping info, and then I didn't hear from him for a few days. I think it was right at the end of a week, like last week or something. So it's like the weekend, and then the beginning of the week, he was like, yeah, here's some shipping info. Let me know. And I was like, yeah. But then I'm not sure what tracking site to use for the info he gave me. I tried to just find it on Google, like tracking number, and figure out, you know, usually it'll redirect you to whatever site, but I couldn't find a site that recognized that tracking info. So I just let it go. It's a respected company. I was pretty certain it would show up eventually. And I was like, oh, I'll just give it a couple weeks and then maybe I'll ask again. And it showed up today. Or not today. I think it was Friday. It showed up Friday, unexpected, and I was excited. I got mowing the lawn actually when the FedEx guy showed up. And then I was like, hey, I got the shield razor coming on Saturday, so I got my shave all built for me. Thought about shaving yesterday, but it was Mother's Day, and I didn't want to try to escape during the day. I'll leave my wife with the kiddos on Mother's Day. It's kind of messed up, so I just waited till this morning. Nice Monday, getting ready for work. That brush is amazing, by the way. Do you gentlemen over there at Panta Rei end up watching this video? I love it. I love the knot. You guys picked out a fantastic knot. Or you made a fantastic knot. Did you guys hand tie those? I think they hand tie their own knots, actually. I know they have an Etsy store, so you can buy if you're based in the US or wherever. I took it up because they got bowls, obviously brushes. They have some of the original kind of like barrel shaped brushes I was talking about where they hand paint designs. They're really, I love the artwork on those. And I've thought about getting one many times in the past. I just wasn't in love with the idea of having that kind of barrel shaped brush handle, and I wasn't sure I would use it. Although I dig the artwork. They have some shave soaps too. I've seen them come out with several online, but they have a few on Etsy. I don't know if they have another full-size website somewhere, but I was checking out their Etsy store yesterday, and they had some shave soaps and some aftershaves. I think some EDTs or EDPs, and then some bowls with hand painted designs. I feel like this is a little bit smoother. I know, and that's dumb. They're the exact same razor. I feel kind of dumb saying it. But this feels a little bit smoother than the titanium one. Obviously the material's different. I don't think the brass would make it feel any smoother. And it's not even a polished brass, it's like a matte. So you can see it, right? It's a matte brass, like a bead blasted. Which I like the look of bead blasted brass. I mean, it's a little bit more grippy, but I don't know. I might polish it, I haven't decided yet. It's kind of really the only big difference is the weight. I mean, that's why I got it. I got it because I thought the weight might make a small difference. And I was curious, but it also still feels weird to admit that it does feel different. I guess that makes sense. I've used aluminum razors. I usually don't like aluminum razors. I think the only one I have that I ever use is a Henson. And I really wish they'd make a stainless steel version. The aluminum just doesn't feel as secure in my hand. Titanium's an okay option. It's kind of that happy middle between like a stainless steel weight and a aluminum weight. But then you're paying titanium prices usually. I mean, from Shield, titanium was pretty inexpensive. I think I paid $100 for the Shield titanium razor. But a Shield or a Henson titanium, they're manufactured in the US. I don't know if their prices are more expensive just from raw materials and or machining. But I mean, I think it's like $250 for a new, might be more than that. They're pretty expensive, the titanium Hensons. So definitely had no interest in that. I know they made a stainless steel handle for the Henson, and they were selling it on Amazon, I think. I was thinking maybe that might be like indications that they're considering doing a full stainless steel run. But I have not seen or heard anything about that specifically or for sure. This is smoother. It definitely is smoother. Against the grain, I talked about in my last video. I said it wasn't that long ago, where I said the against the grain was a little rough. I didn't have any razor burn at the end of the shave or any cuts or anything, but it was against the grain for whatever reason was a little rough with the titanium. But with this one, it's not rough at all. It was super smooth, as a matter of fact. It's amazing the difference that just a little extra weight could make. Yeah, all that roughness that was kind of like just a little bit uncomfortable. I'm like, it's a little maybe scrapey feeling. I don't have any of that. It's just super smooth. I do really dig the shaving cream too. I know I haven't talked about it too much, but I've reviewed it before in the A&E shave creams in general a couple times. I've got two of them. This one and the Drakkar Noir dupe. I think it's Sawar Noir, something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But I really like it. I think it's a really good, I mean, A&E makes a really good product. There was like one test base I used once from him, like a vegan test base, and I didn't, like the lather was kind of unstable for me. But then he fixed that, and that was like version 1 of that base, and then he came out with like version 5 or whatever, and that was what got released. It's like all the stuff that gets released, by then it's all worked out. And this is definitely awesome. And like I said, it's cheaper. I think it's 15 bucks. For a tub. 5.3 ounces, a little bit more than the hard soaps he sells, which is the 4-ounce tubs. Let's see, I got one right here. Yeah, 4 ounce. Standard, like Kaizen 2Es, 4 ounce. You're getting an extra 1.3 ounces for less money. I think a standard Kaizen 2 price is 19, 20 bucks. But definitely I think some added value there, and especially nowadays when a lot of places are increasing the prices of their soaps. It's nice to see someone introduce kind of a affordable line. I don't know if he's gonna make EDPs or EDTs or anything to match any of the shave cream scents. I haven't seen one come out yet. I meant to ask him in one of the posts in the club Facebook group I'm in, but and that was a joy to use. It was one of the best shaves I've had in quite some time. Just really easy, very, very smooth. I was very impressed with how smooth this was over the titanium version. It's a little nuts. I did use a Feather Pro on the last shave with the titanium shield, and I used a Schick with this one, but I don't find them to be that different of a shave on the blades on those two. That was perfectly smooth. Super smooth cheeks, super smooth neck, very BBS. I'm gonna do a rinse, warm water rinse, then a cold water splash, seal everything up. I'll be right back with splash and final thoughts. All right, I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me. I rinsed out my Panta Rei brush just so you guys could see that kind of Euro bulb shape if you hadn't seen one before. So, and it's got a little Panta Rei. I don't think it's got the little Panta Rei logo there on the side. But that's that Euro bulb. It's all freshly rinsed out and kind of damp, and it's fantastic. I love this knot. It feels great. I'm excited to use it. Does have a bit of a badger smell to it still, but not bad at all. I've had ones that were much worse, and you had to like let it sit in shaving soap for like days to get rid of the smell. This is just a little bit there. Next time I shave, I'll probably leave it sitting in lather and then just put it upside down in a mug and let it sit in that lather for a day or so, and that usually helps break off the smell for me. Her first shampoo works pretty well too. But the shave was fantastic. Super smooth. I just did a little touch up around the old whiskers, but the cheeks, I mean, I feel like it was a closer shave than the titanium one, which is super weird to say. It was definitely noticeably smoother than the titanium. I really like the brass. They're both fantastic razors, but I dig the brass. It one use and it won me over. Definitely need to keep it. Definitely, I'm glad I spent 50 bucks on it. I know when I bought this one, there's only like, I think 2 left in stock, and then like right after I purchased mine, the other one sold and then they were gone. But they do come back. You just got to keep an eye on them on AliExpress, and they get restocked every once in a while. I know the DEs and brass and the gems and stuff are still available, but these ones tend to go quick. I think maybe smaller batches or something. I do dig the halo design a little bit better, like aesthetically. That's just personal preference. I dig the kind of diamond knurling a little bit more than the horizontal. Both are nice though. I don't know. I dig the press. I'm digging it. I'm glad I purchased it. Got the matching splash here. The Sylvan Noir. I didn't shake it up a little bit. A lot of the stuff that has like skin foods in there, if it's not just plain alcohol, it's got a bunch of other stuff like aloe, glycerin, rose, hydrosol, calendula, blah, 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 etc., 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 white willow bark, all kinds of stuff in there. You usually want to give that a good shake before you use it because it just has a tendency to separate when it's sitting on your shelf, which is normal. So you just give it a nice shake and it comes back together. It smells so good. No burn at all. Like not even a sting. That was the best shave I've had probably since the last time I used the Winning, which, as you know, is my favorite razor. This is making an argument for number 2 spot right now, though. Fantastic shave, though. Very smooth. I think I've said that like 9 times. I'm very impressed with the shave. The splash is fantastic. A little bit more strongly scented than the cream, which I appreciate. Smells that like fresh kind of. It's not like a faux jure. There's a bit of a green note to it from like it's supposed to be a walk down a forested kind of woody, rocky, like a rocky trail through the forest when it's all foggy and everything's kind of wet. And that's what I get. You get a bit of woodiness to it. You get a bit of like, I don't know, earthy's the wrong word. That kind of wet stone smell. But it's a little bit more in the splash than in the soap. That's just really nice. Really, really, if you like, I don't know, maybe that was dramatic. Not really an aquatic scent, but if you've ever just, wanted that kind of petrichor scent, that wet rock or wet tree when the rain first fell, and it didn't quite, wasn't what you're looking for when you got it, I'd recommend trying out Sylvan Fog. I think it's everything that you missed on the other ones. It was for me. But that was a shave. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. Highly recommend the Shield Brass AC. Fantastic razor. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you here next shave.